Coffee back.
Hey everyone, how are you doing? Have you just sat there wondering if you want to spend full price on Battleborn? Well, I played the beta, and here's some footage and so on. I'm here to show you my thoughts and opinions on the game, and show you what it's like. So let's just do that. Jumping straight into the menu, there's versus public, versus private, story public, story private, command, friends, match history, options, and extras. Going into versus public, it shows Incursion, Meltdown, and Capture Maps. Obviously these are different game modes. I'm not sure if Capture Maps is yet out until the full game is released, but I haven't seen it yet. Incursion, push through enemy lines and destroy enemy sentries on overgrowth. Now, if you played a MOBA before, you know there's usually 3 lanes. Well, in this, so far it's only 1 lane, except for Meltdown there's 2. In Incursion, you just go down the middle. There are other ways around, but they're not main lanes where your robots or minions, as they're called in this, would go. And we'll show you that later. Meltdown, there's 2 lanes, and the point in this is to get, or as it says, prevent your own demise at the hands of Crazed Magnus by sacrificing minions in his name on Paradise. Now, what they're saying is there's 2 lanes, and I'll show you this also. And the point is to get your minions, little robot dudes that run down the lanes, into big furnaces. And the more minions that get through the furnaces, the more points your team gets, until the first person to hit 500 points wins. Now versus private. This is where you would go to set up either the Incursion or Meltdown mode, but privately between you and friends, or anyone you have beef with, I guess. Such as 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, 4v4, or 5v5 in 2 teams. Now you could choose map and all that, but for now there's only 2 maps in the beta. In story public is just where you go to play the story with random players. Now, I haven't done that yet. I just played with friends, and I highly recommend doing it with friends, for this isn't personally that much fun playing by yourself, but if you do that kind of thing, or you have the spare time, by all means, try it out. In story, at the current moment, it only shows 8 episodes. Now, you only have 2 in the beta, which I thought personally were really fun. Once again, with friends. I have not tried them by myself, but I didn't go through them thinking, oh, well, this would be a blast by myself. No, not at all. Now, maybe playing with friends isn't the only way to go. Maybe it's fun playing with randoms. But here's the thing. I'm not sure if it's a bug or not, but when I tried going in-game chat with a friend, it didn't work. And maybe someone set up the in-game chat wrong. Not sure, but it didn't work. Also, I should state that the reason I went in-game chat is for a private game, or maybe you're doing 2v2. In my case, that's what I was doing. Now, when I play Rainbow Six Siege in private, we go 2v2 and we go in-game chat so the others can't hear what we're planning. Now, that's what we were trying to do in this, but it didn't work. In your command tab, it shows everything from Battleborn all the way to the marketplace. The Battleborn are the characters you play in-game. And here's a list of all the ones in the beta. I'm not 100% sure if more are to come in the full game or not. Now obviously if there's a lock at the bottom right, that means you cannot play as them. You either have to hit the commander rank. On the right side it will show you that. Or you could do the challenge. Now when it says things at the bottom right like win 5 games as a rogue character, you see up there at the top right the skull with the I don't know what's going on there. Poor guy got his eye cut out. I'm not sure. That means, as you can see, Other characters have the same. All you have to do is play 5 games as them, and you will unlock this one. Also, the backgrounds are orange. That's another way you could tell. Now you could click on any character to check out their information. I'm going to show you Oscar Mike as I've been using him for quite a while now. Inside the information tab, it shows you his passive. Everyone has a passive, a weapon, a talent, 2 skills, and an ultimate. At the top left, it will show you the character rank that you are currently and how far in you are to their lore and rank mastery. At the top right, it tells you what they play as. Mine's a versatile, pusher, and he's easy to play. When it says easy, it means pretty simple to catch on to, and so forth. There are a little harder players to use than others. The Helix. Everyone has a Helix. It's their abilities. In game, you'll level up. Level 1, 2, 3, 4, so on till 10. Now, the longer you play, you unlock these middle parts where it would say like 6 right there. As you can see, this one does not say 7, as I have unlocked an extra thing. I'll show you how all that works in game. Now, I should also state that Helixes, I don't know how most other MOBAs work, as I do not play MOBAs usually. But in this one, as you level, this is how you get your abilities. So as you can see, level 2, you could pick the left or right side. Each one has a different thing. It depends on how you like to play. The appearance. In appearance, you choose your taunts and or skins. Every character has their own taunts that you could do in-game. I'll show you some of that probably. And their skins. How you want your player to look. And I'm sure when the full game comes out, there might be more skins, or they'll release them as DLC. The lore. Every character has lore to them. Now, when you read these, each tab has more and more, as you could see. They're pretty funny to read. Now, to unlock lore, you have to do challenges. Mine was pretty easy. It's just stuff like fire 50,000 rounds, kill 500 enemies with red dot sight activated, so on and so forth. If you want to know more about your character, just unlock the lore and have a blast reading it. In stats, it shows you all your information. Time played, missions, so forth, damage done, so on and so on. At the top, character results. Those are just the story games you've played with him and your scores with it. Moving on to gear. This is how you set up your loadouts and get your gear. Now in loadouts, every loadout only has 3 gear slots. Gear is what you use to give your guy extra benefits in the game when you're fighting. And we'll get to that in the gameplay. But as you can see, each piece of gear has information. I have 3 gear loadouts. This one's for my fighting class. Anyone with guns is my second loadout, and my healing class. And if anyone who knows anything about this game is looking at these loadouts and is making fun of how they're set up, yeah, well, please do tell me how to set it up better. And I never use a medic, so I just threw these in here. I'm not sure if they're good. Now, in your loadouts, as I said before, this is where you put your gear. To get gear, you go over to packs. Now, as you play, you unlock packs for free as you level up and so on. But for now, since I don't have that, you'd go into buy packs. This is what you get with your coins. To get packs for gear, you spend coins. Now, there's coins, which is your overall game currency, and then there's shards. Shards are your actual fighting currency as you're playing a match. And we'll get to that when the game plays. But packs, like I said, is how you get gear. Let's just buy one for now. Now as you can see, I have a pack. I'm going to open it and show you how the gear works. Just 2 commons, nothing really that great. This one does some cooldown and sprint speed. And this one does just shield recharge and cooldown time. You could sell these, as you can see, for more coins. But I don't find that worth it all the time. For you only get 25 when, you know, it costs 1900 to buy a pack. But it adds up, I suppose. For now, I'll just add them in there. Career. Now this is your overall HUD of everything you've ever played. Your command rank, how long you've played, how much players you've killed, all of that. How many times you played with each character on the right. And your career results on the top are, I'm assuming, story mode. The challenges. Everyone has these, and I think they're all the same. Just things like buildables. You make towers and stuff, but we'll get on with all that in the game. Titles. As you play and unlock different things, you'll get these titles. There's a lot of titles, which, you know, if you're one of those guys or girls that are into unlocking everything in a game, this will give you time, and it makes it so you pretty much play as every character a lot. So have fun with that. The marketplace. This is your overall HUD on where you buy things such as your packs and so on. Now in MISC, that's different things. Additional loadouts or a bank page, which gives you additional 40 slots to your gear bank. Now I'm not one to keep a lot of gear sitting everywhere because I don't even like having a lot of loadouts in MOBAs. I'm the kind of guy that just sticks with one guy, I guess. But this is where you could go to get more. Alright, now that we got those down, all that's left is friends, match history, options, and extras. Those aren't really much, and I won't be getting into those because it's pretty self-explanatory. How about we just get into a game? And from there, I'll show you what the in-game is like. This is where you pick a character. You want to be fast if you want the guy you want to be. Then you pick a loadout. Now be careful, when you pick a guy and a loadout, and the skin, and the taunt you want to be using, that is officially what you will be using. You can go back right now, but once you're in the game, that's it for the whole game. In the menu, you could do things like taunts, spin around. Now here's the thing, you can't see other people spinning around, but I'm sure everyone does what I do and just spins all day. This is where it shows the people you'll be playing against. Here's the main lobby area. Shows all your teammates. Now, before we talk about helixes, all you do is hold up on the D-pad for Xbox. I'm sure you could catch on with other things. Now, left or right, you pick one. You just read through it. I personally like the left one for my first. And it's like that with all of these as you level up.
Lighting this up in 3, 2, 1. Fight.
Now in this game, Incursion, these are your sentry bots. These are what you want to protect. The other team's going to be pushing for yours as you want to push for theirs. Only one lane in Incursion.
Enemy forces are crushing our minions. Escort them to their objectives.
These are your minions. These are what you want to get across the map. They take down the shields of your sentry bots really fast. So, make sure you work with them. Now over here are towers. Each tower has its own effect. This is an accelerator. It makes your minions and you run faster, and any enemy that goes by it also goes slower. You can upgrade it with 400 shards. Shards. Now shards are these little things you pick up. Or what she's shooting is a large shard, which I just stole from her. I'm very sorry. Now with shards you just upgrade towers, as I've shown before. This is a more of an attack one. As you can see, it shocks people. Hey! For real, bro? Back off. Now in Incursion, you could spend your shards on not only towers and such, but on these guys. They're just assault bots that have extra health and do a lot of damage. They're good for pushing on other people's sentries. Also, what's good for pushing are mercenaries. You could fight these big guys in Incursion, and I'm sure when the full game comes out, there will be many other kind. But I'm not guaranteeing that. Now that I beat him, it allows me to take over this spot. Now when you capture it, as you'll see, once it spawns in,
Outcast thralls available for hire.
but instead of
An
fighting
ally
you,
hired some thrall mercenaries.
they go fight for you. Now in the middle of Incursion, there's 2 of them. These are a big pushing point that a lot of players like to fight against each other at to try to get these 2. I'm actually surprised no one's here trying to get them right now. Now that I caught both, you just do as you previously did before. You cap it. Instead of 1, now you'll get 2. And I'm very interested when the full game comes out to see what kind of mercenaries or special guys they'll have being put out. Now remember loadouts I mentioned before? In-game, use the shards to activate those. Right now I'm going to just make it so my guy reloads faster. It helps a lot, believe me. You'll be wanting to do it. When you die in Incursion, or any mode, there's a respawn time. The way it works is the further into the match you go, the longer you have to wait to respawn. So don't worry about if you die a million times at the beginning, because every time you die does not affect how long you have to wait. You could taunt when you kill players, but be careful. For a lot of times while you're taunting, you might get killed, because there is no way to back out of a taunt. It's just you're cocky and you like to show that you're way cooler than them.
There goes the sentry. See that we don't lose any more.
As you might have just seen, we lost the sentry, which really sucks because now they're able to push us way back and we have to defend even harder. But it seems like we're trying to do a lot of damage over there, so I'm gonna head out and try to get it. As you can see, the thrall mercenaries I have hired are doing a lot of damage over here. That's good.
Shepherd minions to the enemy sentry to help disable.
Now that we're at their sentry, all you have to do is disable the shield and then take down his main health. You want to use whatever ability you can. Now that I'm a level 5, I have my special ability. His is a barrage. And yeah, it does a lot of damage, so it's worth it. We lost, but we had a good push at the end, so it's all good. Let's go on to the next mode. The really sucky part in this game is the timer is like 2 minutes long, and if anyone disconnects, it will go the entire timer. It won't count them as a missing player. So the only way you really move fast is if all 10 people pick a character fast and go in fast.
Meltdown. Earn points by guiding your minions to designated incinerators and destroy enemy minions before they reach their own. The bigger the minions, the more points you'll earn by sacrificing it. The first team to reach 500 points achieves victory. Ready yourselves for glory in 3.
Alright, there's
2,
a couple different
begin.
things to this mode, as I've mentioned before and before. Like I said, there's 2 lanes. Lane B and Lane A. Left or right. Now, usually it splits teams into 2, where you just gotta fight. We want to get our minions into this infirmary. Now in this game mode, accelerators are really annoying. Like, super annoying. You want to get rid of those because it allows their bots to get to their furnaces a lot faster. Now, as you can see, there's a turret in the middle. Pretty much whoever owns that, it's really annoying, so make sure you cap it, because it really does help. A problem in this game, like this is a big one, is if you notice on these two guys right here, it shows that they disconnected. And the problem in this game is when you disconnect, you're gone. And there's no, there is a way to come back, but not a lot of people know about it. And they just, you know, go play a new game. And the problem with that is now we're left to play this entire round with two guys missing. Unless if they know that they could come back, which, like I said, not a lot of people do know. And I don't know how they're gonna fix that, if they even are gonna fix that in the full release. But hopefully they find a way to make that even, because it makes it so hard when it's just two of us now, 2 of us versus 5. It's not fair, it's hard, but it is what it is. And people disconnect a lot in this beta game, and yeah, it just makes things really hard. Alright, so after showing you guys those 2 modes, even if I didn't show you that much of Meltdown, because there was really not much to show, final conclusion for me, I guess my final opinion and stuff is the game worth $60 out of the gate? Sometimes, yes, and that's mostly when you play with friends. I mean, for me at least, I'm a friend playing kind of guy, and I find the game to be much more satisfying to play with friends. I mean, this is a game made by Gearbox, you know, creators of Borderlands, if you couldn't tell just by the way it looks and the humor in the game. And Borderlands is a lot funner to me to play with friends also. I don't know about you guys, but yeah. I'd say if a group of your friends were to buy it, go ahead and get it and play with them. If you were the kind to play with friends. If you were the kind to play alone, this game is not worth the $60. I'd say straight out of the gate, maybe $30 or $40, especially if you play alone. I could not stress that enough. But it's up to you guys. You'd have to play the beta yourself to understand what I mean. So versus is fun until people disconnect every 2 seconds, and then you're stuck there playing alone because, yeah, you're screwed. You're screwed when you play alone. And then story is boring alone to me. Fun with friends. But yeah, if they need to fix a lot of stuff, but that's why this is a beta. And so that's what I think. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. And if you like the video, leave a like, sub, all that. If you want to see gameplay, I could post some full game clips of me and my friends playing if you want. Yeah, just leave a comment and have a good one. Till next time, guys.